Guys, welcome back to the range. Today I wanted to do a video for you on how to adjust your Tier 1 Citizen single point sling and also how to use your Tier 1 Citizen single point sling. Okay, right off the bat, let's address the two different types of sling choices. You have single point and then you have 2-point sling. I actually like both. The reason that I tend to lean more towards single point is I'm no longer a police officer. When I was a cop, it was expected that I would have to be in my sling with my rifle for an extended period of time, and I've actually done that before, standing in snow up to here, and that's all kinds of miserable. But if you're talking about grab and go, if you're talking about a very short engagement, then single point sling really is a better choice. 2-point sling, basically anyone that understands slings will tell you a 2-point sling is for carrying your rifle and a single point sling is for fighting with your rifle. The arguments that get made against single point slings are that, well, my 2-point is more comfortable. Yeah, you're right, your 2-point is more comfortable. Or the other one is, well, my single point sling is going to hit me in the crotch or it's going to hit me in the knees, you know, with a 16-inch barreled rifle. This is an 11.3. I'm shooting, and as soon as the rifle goes empty, I lower it and I immediately go to my handgun and then release it. The gun doesn't hit me in the crotch, it actually hits me on the thigh. The reason I choose to wear my rifle here as opposed to on this side, which is where most lefties will want to wear theirs, is if I have to go to my handgun for whatever reason, whether I'm totally out of ammo or there's something wrong with the gun, and I've got to go to my handgun, my support gear for my handgun is here. Why would I want the rifle to slide to this side and get in the way? I actually run a right hand sling setup, even though I'm a lefty. Now, for those of you that are righties and you want to run it the way I'm running it, let me just show you that real quick. You take the sling, pull your arm out, unclip the emergency release buckle, rotate, and then hook back in again, and you're done. The Tier 1 Citizen single point sling really is an ambidextrous sling. Once again, all you do is unhook, rotate it over, hook back in again, and you're done. The adjustment of the sling, it really depends on where you want your stock to be. For me, I like my stock to be high up so that from here I can immediately mount the gun. If I find myself in a position where I have to very quickly mount the gun, I want to have the least amount of travel from down low to up to the shoulder, which is why it sits right here. That is, by the way, the reason that Daniel and I designed this sling with the hook up to the quick detach. Basically, this junction right here on every sling that we'd tried was way too long. It was always a modular type of a deal. Someone always wanted to have a tail so you could switch out different types of modules. If you're dedicated to QD, why would you want anything else? That's why the distance between where the sling joins up and the quick detach is literally less than the width of a thumbnail, by design. And when I ship you a sling, I leave you like that much of a tail on it, so you can wear it without armor, with armor, you have enough adjustment. Once you find that happy place with and without armor, go ahead and snip off the rest of that tail, melt it with a lighter, and then run your tri-glide over to it to trap it in. Like, for example, this right here is my setup without armor, and all I've got to do is run it to here, and that's my setup with armor. Not to mention, there's enough slack in this bungee that I can always make a little bit of room. And that leads me to the next thing. This is, of course, just straight up running the gun, like this. If you've got to take a precision shot, pull your arm out, run it over the front of the mag. It creates the tension across your forearm, pass your shooting hand to the opposite side so that your thumb is on this side, and it allows you can actually open your support hand to reduce the movement of the musculature of the support hand on the fore end of the gun, and allows you to actually get precision shots this way. Once you want to get back in the sling, there you go. If you want to put the weapon on sling and just ignore it, you hook it across the front of the magazine, set it on your back, and when you run with it, when you take a knee with it to do something, the gun is not moving around on you. But if you need it at a moment's notice, you can either pull it over the top, which will freak out everybody behind you on the range, so don't do that. All you do is reach around, pull it around the front, pull the sling off the mag, and you're in the gun. The design of this sling basically came from the fact that I was doing a lot of CQB classes with barriers and a lot of vehicle classes, and the single point slings I was running back then were so sloppy, the webbing was so cheap, that the webbing itself was fraying after one class. This particular sling, I think, is about 8 years old. It's the second oldest sling I've got. The first oldest that I've got is the black one, but this is I believe my second oldest. And you can see the stitching is still holding strong. You can see a little bit of fraying because this thing has really been abused a lot, but the stitching is still holding strong. And by the way, guys, stitching, because I make these by hand just like Daniel made them by hand too, I'm using a speedy stitcher. So you're not going to get those straight as an arrow stitches that you're accustomed to, but each and every single stitch in the sling is interlocked to the other. So basically, the speedy stitcher goes through, the cord is run through, it's pulled out, the stitch is locked. You advance one, push it through, pass the cord through, pull it, and it's interlocked. And each and every one, I pull tight on every single stitch, which is why my fingers are a little bit beat up. But what it ensures is that if you ever find yourself in a position where you absolutely have nothing else to use, you could actually use this as hooking over a cable or something to slide on, because this is 4,000-pound mil-spec webbing. The buckle has an excess of 300-pound braking force. It's a braking force in excess of 300 pounds to actually get this to unsnap. And of course, the stitching is reinforced nylon. It's essentially saddle stitching for like boots and saddles and leather belts and things like that. So it is an excessively overbuilt sling that's designed for hard use. If you've bought a Tier 1 Citizen sling, I appreciate your business. Thank you. If you haven't, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them for you. You can contact me at tier1citizen.com. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one. Contact front!